Hello Marvel Heroes fans! So you've got to level 60s, congratulations, but what to do after that? I've got quite a number of friends asking me what they can do after they hit level 60 in Marvel Heroes, this online game. And because this game has evolved quite a fair bit over time, it is not very obvious for the new players to know exactly what to do after level 60. So I thought I'd give you a short video, as I hope it's going to be short, on what you can do after level 60, right? So in fact, I've done up the chat list like a while ago, but I never got a chance to make this video because it's kind of like it could be quite long. So yeah, but nevertheless, I hope it will be useful. There will be 12 tips within. So the first thing to do when you hit the level 60 is that to think about the core on your costume. So you may or may not know that in your costume is more than just cosmetic. Your costume, you can take it off and become a default costume, and then put it back. Is the costume that you have. But the costume actually has a core to it. You can roll grade 1, 2, 3, 4 on affixes on it. So it has a very, very good affixes. Don't miss it. It's one of the major DPS that you get from your costume is through the grade 1 to 4. And so adding a core to your costume will then level up your costume to the level of the core. So every core has a level, like for example, this one has level 60, resulting costume equitable at level 60. And you can keep rewriting, keep applying the core onto the costume to make to have a different variety to it. But by and large, the most important thing is that you can go into crafter here. There you go, and here you can say under costume you have cores. You should be able to add like affixes to it, offensive affixes and so on. But bear in mind that it's really expensive to roll the core, so it's about 30. Because I have a discount with Mr. Fantastic synergy is 38,000, but normally it's 40,000. So for 40,000 is each roll. So you have to keep rolling because they have like various attributes to it, and you must roll the one that you want. For me, it is crit damage rating because it gives you a huge amount of difference when it comes to core. So you have to keep rolling and then go grade 3, grade 2, and grade 1. And how far shall you get to the roll? In fact, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you how to find the role that you want. So what I do is that there are two ways, either through the website or through Google spreadsheet. I do it through the spreadsheet, but I think it's easier to show you how to do it through a website. So you go to marvelheroes.com, community compendium. Compendium is a great place to start looking at stuff that within this game, but it is not that updated sometimes. So I prefer the Excel spreadsheet, the spreadsheet version. But you can always come to here and you go into crafting, go into affixes, and here's where you see the costume. And here, how you read this is that the red ones are offensive affixes, the green ones are defensive. Forget about defensive; it's not going to help you in your endgame farming. So you go for offensive, forget about the rest, just go for crit damage rating. Now this part of it is that if you have a level 60 core applied to your costume, these are the roll that you are looking for, the max and min roll. So if you are looking for grade 4, you are actually looking for 1006 crit damage rating, 1002, 800, 400, and so on. But if your level core, if your costume has no core to it, like a brand new costume or costume that you never bother to put any core to it, you actually look at this side of it, meaning that you're rolling for 280, 210, 140, and 70. But however, if you have anything in between, meaning that you have applied a level 50 core or level 40 core, there's no way for you to work it out, at least not in my case. So I think either you just leave with whatever rolls that you have until you reach level 60, get a core to pump it up to 60, then you look at this side of the table, or before you even start leveling a hero, go and roll some affixes onto him or her. Now, how far shall you get? That's a question, because the min and max roll is about 70% is the min roll. I think it's around there. Or you can do a max roll, which is 100% of the value. I think we should strike a balance into how max you want to go. my criteria is 90%. So if I can get 90% of the maximum roll, I'm happy. So instead of 1006, I take 90% of 1006, or instead of 280, if I'm level, if my costume is level 1, then I take 90% of it. I think it's sufficient. Why is it that way? Because each roll, remember, is 40,000 credits. So, first of all, you may end up with 5 different affixes, 4 of which you do not want. So you are looking at quite a lot of resources just to have the one shot at the affix that you want, and then it has a range from 70% to 100% as well. So usually it takes me about 1 million credit to get to the 90% max roll that I want. I heard that people actually go deep into 3 million region. I play many heroes, so I don't do stuff like that. But something for you to consider, I do for 90%. So that is for costume affixes. Then the second thing after second thing to consider is you have to level your crafter, level your enchanter here. Alright, so these are the one that you should level to max rank, which is 20, because it gives you a lot of endgame possibilities when you level that to rank 20 by donating items. Having said that, if you have already worked on these two to max, because those event item that can donate for quite a lot of so-called XP for the crafters and the enchanter, you may want to consider leveling a pet. Now, the pet in this game is more than just a pet. It helps you to vacuum all the loots that you are not going to pick it up for sale or for donation. It will just level itself up. So get a pet. There are many ways to get a pet. One is to come here to exchange. If you have 350 eternal splinters, which is one of the currency here, then you can buy one. They have one given. Or sometimes when you play the game, there are events that give you free pets, but you can't really anticipate when you will have it. Or you just buy one from the store. Sometimes the store has some. All these are pets, by the way, and sometimes the store has discount for the pet as well, maybe 75%, 50%. So this is something that you may want to consider. Now, having a pet is very good because you can use it you can level all these affixes. Like, by the way, all these affixes will be probably the recommended one for you, meaning that the 8% base health, 50 spirit, the purple one I'm still working on, which is a plus 10 brutal damage, plus 1 rank to all power, and plus 3 fighting. You need to keep resetting your pet affixes in order to get all these you want. It's much like rolling for costume affixes. So you come to this crafter here, and you can reset your pet affixes here. So say if you have an affix that you do not want, for example, instead of plus 3 fighting, you may only get plus 1 speed. So what do? You actually reset it, and in order to level a pet, you donate item to it, much like how you level the crafter. So so experience that is important. Number 3, story reward. So you may or may not go through all the stories as you level, but you may realize that in playing the story through the 3 modes, the normal, heroic, and super heroic mode, you may have something like permanent health increase, permanent spirit increase, as well as power point awarded. I will pick all these rewards as very, 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 very good to have for all my heroes, or at least for my main heroes, because all these are permanent increases to your stats without having the gear for it. So why not get it, especially the power point. I also picked some for the potion as well, because booster in this game, it costs money, and I grab some free one if I can. It's not too hard. So I'm going to give you 14 stories, chapters, or story point that you should aim for, and I hope you take note from here, because it's hard to just do a PowerPoint slide on this one. So the first one I usually do is this one is when you defeat Dr. Octopus on chapter 1, you have a reward. And then the second one is Hood. I'll defeat Hood as well as Taskmaster. So there are 3 already. Chapter 3 is basically Snakes in the Grass, which is when you go into the waypoint. Let me show you the waypoint. When you go into here, chapter 3, here the bamboo forest is where you head north, and you can get one of the cave inside has you just have to finish the quest and it's there. Chapter 4 is when you do the bullseye as well as kingpin. These two will give you the reward. You see this champion cup here, something good here. Chapter 5 is Juggernaut. So when you defeat Juggernaut, you get some good stuff. Chapter 6 is Magneto. All right. Chapter 7, there are 3 of them. One is Mr. Sinister. Then after that, you have the science lab. If you go into chapter 7, here is when your science station is where you enter and get one of the quests inside, and also the and also the so-called the gene mod inside this one of this location called. Basically, you go to Sinister Lab and then come out, and then there's an evolution chamber or evolution lab. That inside there's Bone Breaker. There's another boss inside. So after that, you do chapter 9, which is you don't need to do Doctor Doom. You just have to do Mandarin. Then you get the reward. Chapter 9, there are 2 of them. One is the one you just need to go into the Bifrost Bridge to go up the Archguard, talk to a guy, and that's it. You don't need to do anything. It's very easy. So waypoint wise is from here, the ancient ruin site. You go there. There's a Bifrost Bridge just next to it. Just go up, get the reward point, teleport back in. And the last one is a little bit hard. The last one, the 14th one, is the claim your reward when you defeat Loki. Give you 5 permanent spirit bonus per mode of game. So it's a 15 spirit bonus for all. This is a little bit hard. Usually I do it with my friend to help me teleport in without going through the whole entire story to get this Loki. So that is story reward. I'm running out of time. Okay, the fourth thing you should look into is the XP bonus. When you have more and more level 60 hero, you actually get better bonus. How do you find out? You actually go into the you can go into the let me scroll down. There's something called hero synergy bonus. So read the description there. It will tell you that when you go up to 4 hero, you get 75% bonus, which is really good. So what I suggest you to do is that level at least 4 hero to 60, and then you can decide which one can be your main hero to gear 4. Now, so that's number 4. Number 5 is that you should collect a whole set of unique for your hero. So what it means is that all these brown color thingy are the unique item that designed for the hero. So collect all 5 of them, and also try to keep collecting because you have better rolls and better roll and better roll. That is important. And if possible, enchant them as well. You can go into enchanter here. And the enchanter here will allow you to enchant various stats to the extra stat to your unique. So for instance, I have mental damage rating, the brown, I don't know what color is it at the bottom, and for the slot 1 and 5, and then the rest of it just health or XP, whatever that pleases you. So this, you use runes to enchant. So collect a whole set of unique gear, enchant them nicely. So that is number 5. Number 6 is get a proper legendary. Legendary item is in this slot here. Legendary item is being leveled using XP from 1 to 5, rank 1 to 5. So to get a legendary item, you have to come here and buy it. There are many options. I think maybe just a quick one for you. When in doubt, get a Gunir, which is the one here. So if you don't know which one to get, this is probably one of the best for you. If your hero is hybrid, then you have to. If your hero is hybrid, then you have to get a Power Cosmic, which is let me show you. It is from So that one is using another in-game currency for you to get the Power Costume. I hope the event vendors here, right, is. It is there, just loading up. It's a little bit slow. So yep. So this is the one here that you can buy the Power Cosmic. This is the one for hybrid. The one that I equipped for Psylocke right now is generally for all heroes. So again, there's only 2 to choose from. By and large, these are 2. But you can do some more research. It may be different for you. So in order to get the Gunir, you need the OD mark, which is by completing the legendary quest as well as share quest. Share quest is where you share quest where you come here and we'll tell you that all these share quest bonus available. That's when you get a box. So the box inside has a OD mark. So that's OD mark. But in order to get the Power Cosmic, you need Cosmic World Stone that only be obtainable during the cosmic event. Right, just bear that in mind. So that is a legendary, and then after that, point number 7 is that you should try to collect some rings and medallions. So medallion, you should get something with the cosmic, the yellow text to it. It gives you 2+2 ranks to all power. Try to farm the medallion that you want from the boss. From the boss in terminal. It's a lot easier that way rather than just. Just get a nice affix for the boss. But these are quite hard to farm, so you have to keep farming for it. And the ring as well, it drops occasionally from all these bosses or chests and whatnot in the cosmic terminal. I think to me, I want to get 4 nice stats. So, like, for instance, if you look at my Psylocke's one, it's pretty nice, 4 stats relevant. Even if your stats are not that great, the +1 to all ranks to all power is something worth it. So get a cosmic ring, and after that, try to get the stat that you want. So that is cosmic ring. Number 8, team insignia. Team insignia is these items here. This is extremely hard to farm. There are 2 parts to it. One is the yellow text. The other one is the green text. When you farm for team insignia, always pay attention to the green one so that it's relevant to you. However, the yellow one is important if you want to solo. But do it bear in mind that if you're in a group environment, like in a raiding or 5 people grouping, all this aura, the yellow text, they don't add up to each other. So if someone in your team already has that aura, you will benefit from it anyway, and it will not double up even if you have the same aura. So that one is only important for you to do solo. The rest of it, the 2 affixes below, is important. So that's team insignia. Team up. So team up is quite interesting. To me, team up is like an extra artifact because I use it in solo. How do you know the team up is you press T and then you have all this team up hero, and so you can view a team up hero. And the one that I use is drag here. So team up hero, you can have different mode to it. I always set them to passive because they are pretty useless right now, and I think it continue to be useless as time to come. I use it as just for extra stats. So give you extra melee power, or some extra boost to the crit and damage rating, and so on. But bear in mind that each team up is different. So do the research before you unlock team up. So how do you unlock team up? Team up, like for instance, Agent Carlson is from the armor event. So as you collect the armor in-game currency, then you can get him. And by the way, I hope I can show you here as well. So that's where you get your free team up from this guy here, I think.
Relax. I have had no
Agent Carlson? Nope, the other guy. Okay, so here is where you get an Agent Carlson team up, but you need 2,000 Omega files, which is earned in-game during the event, during the Omega, during one of the events. That is one way. Another way is that if you log in for, hang on, how do I see my login bonus? That's embarrassing. Yeah, that's actually one part whereby I can see the login bonus, but I don't really have it. But if you log in for, I think about 100 days or so, you will get the Wolverine team up. And Wolverine team up is quite nice. It gives you the brutal damage rating, which is for Endgame, as well as some health regen and some buff. The 2 passive buff is so yeah, I mean, if you want it free, these are the 2 options. Either you log in for 100 days, I think it's 100 days, don't hold me to it, you just check your login bonus window, or you do the Omega event, one of the event whereby you can collect Omega file. And this is quite a generic hero. It does give you something very generic like crit hit damage, and it's alright, it's not great. However, if you want to unlock other as well, you can go to your Franny Eternal Splinter vendor, whereby you can see a whole list of things to unlock. But they don't come cheap. They cost even more than a hero. I mean, I think they cost like a hero, but you can't play team up. So what's the point? However, team up can also be purchased here, and they are cheaper to purchase than the hero. And in terms of Splinter, it's actually cost quite a fair bit. So the choice is yours, but do your research first. Don't just anyhow unlock any team up because it may not be relevant to you. Okay, number 10 is the artifact and blessing. So As you play the game, as you level your hero to 60 and so on, you will collect artifacts, and these are the one up there. So try to get the artifact that is useful for your hero, useful for your build, and get an artifact that has good affixes. If your affixes is lousy, but your artifact is very hard to come by, like those that from a boss drop and so on, whereby you have to run about 250 to 500 times in order to get one artifact, then you may want to go into this. There's an option for you to say reroll the number of the artifact as well. So here is where you can reroll the unique, and then some of them you can actually come by some. So yeah, let me see if I can find out here. So yeah, do walk through all this stuff that you can. So you can reset an artifact variable number. It costs you quite a fair bit, 200,000 when you do that each row, and you require something called unstable molecule that looks something like this one. So all these are unstable molecule. Or you can buy this from the store, but I probably wouldn't. But if you are new to the game, you may not have many of this to reroll. But it does cost quite a fair bit. So bear that in mind. Or you can. Okay, so say if you have got the artifact, you can actually come to here, come to the enchanter here, get blessing. The blessing costs quite a fair bit as well. It's 100 Odin marks, the one that you use it to exchange legendary to give a blessing. So the blessing, what does that do? So if you look at the orange text at the bottom, it gives me plus 5% brutal strike chance, which is extremely good for endgame. So if you have 4 of them blessed, you have plus 20% brutal strike chance on top of whatever you have from your gear. So these are really, really good blessing. When in doubt, I don't know whether you will see all these things or not, because you need to level the enchanter to the max in order to see them. But if you do, then just forget about the rest of it. Don't even spend money on unless you are playing a summoner that you may want to have a figure. I think it's called a figure that is for the summon ally damage. But if you're not playing a summoner, that just go Heller. Always get that one. Don't waste your money on the other one. Now another question is that should I give my blessing to some of the artifacts that I know the roll is not that great? So there are actual options to swap the blessing as well in one of those tabs here. Then so you can actually go to one of these swap blessing. It costs you about 100,000 credit per artifact to swap it. So you may sometimes you just want to raid, and you may not have a very nice hero artifact. So what you go do? So you can bless them first, and then when you get a better artifact, you can swap them for 100k, which at end game is quite easy to earn if you keep farming bosses and doing stuff like share quest or legendary quest. So that is the blessing, and the okay. So 11 is on the towards the end already. It is important to look at the if you gear your hero, you probably want to raid. When you raid, you need to have proper gear. So what is the minimal raid? It's kind of hard to say because it depends on the group as well. But personally, I will go in with the rank 5, at least rank 5. If I know the fight, probably rank 4. But rank 4 to 5 legendary, I will go into raid. I will also put myself 4 blessing because there's no point dragging people down if you're not ready. Just to be carried, I don't think it's fair to everybody. Then I'll have a cosmic medallion and cosmic ring for it, and nicely roll affixes. I'll go into raid. I mean, that I can contribute quite effectively. And now, why should you raid? Right, raid gives you something called demon fire, the eye of demon fire, which in fact, if you go to the Odin Palace, there's a vendor whereby I can sell raid recipes. So what are you playing for, right? So it's always about incentive. If you come here, that is where you can get the recipe to upgrade your unique gear, and the upgrade is very cheap, like 10,000 credit. You can upgrade a gear. So upgrade gear to 66, or when you have the Heart of Demon Fire, which is even harder to get, you'll be able to upgrade to level 69. So if you look at my gear, these are all item grade 66, 66, 66, and this one is 69 and 66. So it does give you a big difference because the affixes get scaled up using this recipe, and it's a no-brainer. It's only 10,000 credit to upgrade and unique to a higher rank, so why not do it? So that is a rate token. The last one is Omega system. So I've talked a lot about Omega system in other video. I won't go into it. So basically, the first year cap is 7,500. So you should work towards a reasonable amount to get it. I'm still not max yet. I'm about 6,760. And just check out my other video on where are the points to go into to assign to Omega system and how deep you should get into. But just one more tips to you. If you come to this marvelheroes.info, you can actually have you can play around with like a talent calculator, because every time when you reset the Omega system in game, you have to pay a recon device. But here you can actually do something like see how much you can go, and then you may also want to see how the escalation cost, and decide for yourself, are you going to put in 1 point or 5 point or 10 point, for instance, and see how far you can get with the number of points you have. If you have 100 points, then you can put 1 point here and there, doesn't really matter. So yeah, so I think just to recap the whole thing, I've talked about the costume core that you should pay attention to getting, and to really put some nice affixes to it, some roles to it. I talk about the pet as well, and so leveling your vendors and crafter and enchanter. I talk about the story reward, whereby you can get some of these permanent bonus. I talk about the you should go 4 heroes to 60, at least 4 hero to 60. I talk about the unique item enchant that you have. Talk about the legendary as well, the cosmic rain, cosmic medallion, team insignia, the team up hero that you have, and also the artifact and blessing, as well as the rate token to upgrade your unique. Lastly, but not the least, but Omega system. So I hope you find this video useful. There's a lot of things to be done after you hit 60. Hitting 60 is just the beginning of the journey. I hope you enjoy this game. Bye.